they say never judge a book by its cover or a whiskey by its color. But this stuff is dang near dark as night. I have no clue what this blind tasting has in store for us, but we're about to find out. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. I'm also really excited about this matchup because that whiskey got some nice color on it.
This whiskey is like as dark as our desk.
Yeah, it's crazy dark. But if you are new here, we are not a whiskey review channel. We are a whiskey reaction channel where our reactions serve as your review because we're tasting blind and we remove all the labels and hype and bias by doing that because we don't know what we're drinking.
Correct.
And then you get a really honest opinion. And this is going to be a fun one, I'm sure.
Well, for context, I am a social sipper. Josh is a whiskey enthusiast. So that's the angle that we come at these pours with.
Right.
I'm definitely more here for the fun times. He's more into the nerdiness of it all. And together, here we are.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting here awkwardly holding these sample jars.
Sorry.
I drew these at random from our blind sample pool full of a bunch of different bourbon and rye matchups. That could be almost anything. Allocated versus available is the kind of go-to that we like to test, but sometimes there's two products compared to each other, whether they be shelfers or allocated, to see if we, which one's the better buy, or if the allocated stuff actually stands out as being special when we're not sure what we're drinking. There's some curveballs in there to keep us on our toes. It's all in service to you, both for entertainment purposes and for informational purposes. But it was a ton of fun. Can't wait to get into this. We love tasting whiskey this way. And let's get glass one on the nose.
I'm scared/excited.
There's not a lot of whiskey this dark, so there's no telling what this is.
I feel like it's either like super
finished or just something crazy.
Double oak, double barreled, or like something insanely
just
old and I don't know.
Yeah, just for reference, this is normal whiskey color, and this is what we're working with today.
That's kind of light on the lighter side.
That's pretty standard bourbon.
Okay.
This is that is a remarkable color difference. Which is why we're
like 13th colony stuff. That's the only thing I know that's this dark.
Well, that's why we're remarking on it because this is remarkable color.
Yeah, okay. So, let's just drink.
Glass one on the nose.
Or smell. I just drink.
Wow. Oh boy.
It's very ethanol forward. It doesn't taste. It smells like it's going to taste proofy.
Those vapors just crawled right up my nose and into my brain and made my eye twitch. Oh, you got to approach with caution here.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not getting much past the ethanol. For me, sometimes once I've had a sip and then I come back to the nose, I can get more. So I'm going to take that approach today.
That is literally whiskey that will make your eyes water if you're not careful. Yeah. Just smelling it.
Yeah, I'm going to drink it because that might help me smell it.
Real quick. Maple syrup, sweet oak, and a dark, plum date fruitiness in there. It smells sweet. It smells good. It smells powerful.
Okay, well, it's very dark.
Yeah.
Very kind of drying.
Good gravy is that. Something else.
I got a pink eraser note, which I kind of like that. And you've brought it to my attention that I tend to get the pink eraser note on things that are double-barreled.
Yeah, you do that.
Interesting.
However, I will say it's not exclusive to that.
Correct.
It's just a common note.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm tasting right now has been double-barreled, but I wouldn't be surprised if it had been double-barreled because it does have that strong woodiness and that kind of drying sensation, which is a really big turnoff for some people.
Yeah. But this is dark and the finish just hangs out. The more I'm speaking and exposing to air, whoa. It's kind of fun though.
Yeah. It's almost like a hot sauce. As you breathe after the fact, it amplifies the flavor. Okay. I just took a second sip, which that first sip is really just an acclimation sip.
Yeah.
Which is very necessary for something as wild and wacky as this.
Seemingly proofy or coming across that way as this is. Yeah.
This glass, everything from the nose comes through to the palate. You've got this dense, dark purple fruitiness in there. And then you've got this sugary oak.
This tastes like purple.
You've got a dry oak, a sugary oak. You've got even some maple syrup and molasses a little bit in there. More of like a blackstrap molasses like that. Take maple syrup away. all molasses. Because
Isn't molasses not really sweet?
Yeah, it kind of has that like little bit of like a bitterness to it, like a sweet bitterness to it that this has. I mean, coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has the dryingness of coffee.
Yeah.
A little bit.
This is like coffee. If coffee could be whiskey, it would be this, but it would be dark roast. This is a dark roast
I love
whiskey.
a dark roast coffee.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I want to be real clear. We're always transparent around here. That tastes like something hyper specific. I might know what this matchup is. I'm glad they're the same color. If I'm right about what these are, I'm not going to let that influence me. I'm going to pretend like I'm wrong because most of the time when I think I'm right, I am wrong.
Okay.
But I'm going to...
And you typically don't tend to try to guess what they are.
It's just...
But sometimes things are just so obvious.
Sometimes things are so hyper specific that you're like, oh wow, that tastes exactly like that product. I've got a feeling that this is the same product just from 2 different years of release.
I think I know what you're referring to.
I don't think you do. You
don't think I do?
I don't think I'm going to know. I don't have enough familiarity. Familiarity? That's a hard word to say.
Yeah.
I don't have enough, familiarity with these products to know what release is what. So we're going to find out.
So you don't think it's a 13th colony?
I do not.
Okay.
And look, it's on the screen, so people are like, yeah, you're an idiot. It is 13th colony. I don't think it's that.
Okay.
But let's get into the second glass and see how it compares to the first glass.
Okay.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's because I've already pre-warmed up my nose by the first glass, but the second glass is not coming off as ethanol forward.
I just went back, smell the first glass right now, and it will absolutely ignite your nose hairs. The second glass does not have the ethanol that the first glass has.
Yes. Also, the first glass, the ethanolness of it on the nose has kind of dissipated.
It's tamed down, but it's still, there's a sharpness there.
Yeah.
On the first glass that does not exist on the second glass.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
The second glass doesn't quite get into as woody of a profile on the nose.
Okay.
To me, and it also doesn't have as much of the fruity sweetness. So the first glass has you're cranking up the sliders for the volume beyond if you're an audio person at all, things are clipping. You're clipping the ethanol, you're clipping the dark fruit, you're clipping the oak.
Okay.
All those things have gone beyond what the pour can actually handle, and they're just cranked up to 11. This second glass, it doesn't even have the dark fruit element to me at all on the nose.
It smells dark to me.
It's got darkness, but not fruitiness. It's just dark oak, dark toffee.
That's too detailed. It smells like darkness.
Yeah. I mean, this actually smells, like darkness. Because darkness isn't fruity.
Not usually.
But that's why this smells like darkness, because it's not fruity. It's just dark.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
If that would be the theme song for this glass.
I've come to talk with you again.
Cheers.
I'm also getting pink eraser on this.
I'm getting those coffee notes. Kind of like a fudgy brownie note in this one.
Yeah, I can get fudge.
Wow. That's like brownie batter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love brownie batter. So I hate brownies, but I love brownie batter before you cook the brownies.
You also hate chocolate chip cookies.
I hate cooked chocolate chip cookies, but you give me some chocolate chip cookie dough, girl, I'm right there. I'm eating it all up.
And she doesn't even care about eggs in the mix. She's just straight up eating it.
I'll take salmonella. Give it to me.
Also, one thing, there are a few themes on the channel. One of the themes on the channel, if you're not familiar, is that I don't even know that this has been on the channel necessarily, but you are not scared of food poisoning because you've never had it. I've had it 3 times.
Let's not put this out into the ether because then I'm going to get it.
No, I want to know in the comments below, if you put stuff in the fridge, I'm a 5-day guy.
7 days.
Too long. You're going to get food poisoning.
7 days, no.
You're going to get food poisoning.
You cook something on the weekend, you could eat it that next weekend, and then it's done.
No.
Yeah.
5 days.
7.
I'll go 6. I will stretch to 6.
7 days.
If I make something on Monday, I'll eat it on Saturday. That's 5 days. 5 days. Max.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I'm a weekend to weekend. Anything in a calendar week is safe to eat. Like if you make it on a Sunday, you can still eat it that next Sunday, but then it's done.
Let us know.
Unless it smells yucky, and then don't eat it, obviously.
True. Yeah.
Smells yucky, looks yucky, don't eat. But if it looks fine, smells fine, You can still eat it.
General rule of thumb, smell something before you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's why we smell our whiskey. But yeah, food, I'm in our couple here, let's just go 5 days. She's the go 7 days. She's the eat the raw cookie dough girl.
Oh, I love it.
Let us know.
I love cookie dough.
Let us know if you're a raw cookie dough girl in the comments below.
And the Pillsbury crescent rolls. I love eating the dough. Like before I know some people are going to like literally come at me. I don't care because I've done it my whole life. Come at me. Before you roll up the crescents, sometimes I'll take like a little one of them and I'll just like save it for me before I cook it. Also, raw cake batter.
All right.
Delicious. Before you put the eggs in it, don't put the eggs in it. Mix it up with water. Funfetti cake mix with a little water so it's like a pudding consistency. You're welcome. I've just changed your world.
I'm trying to get this train back on the tracks,
Okay,
guys.
I'm sorry. We're good.
Yeah, right.
This tastes very similar to glass one. I need more time.
It does. Right now, the differentiating factor seems like glass 1 is like ethanol purple fruit. Glass 2 is a bowl of fudge brownie batter. That seems to be the juxtaposition.
Yeah.
However, that's like 10% difference in the pours. The 90% that's there is all the same. That kind of molassesy, woody, oaky, sweet oak, dry oak, that kind of dark roast coffee note. Like all that is the backbone of this, and these are just differing a little bit.
Yeah.
These have to be the same product. They have to just be different releases.
Probably.
But whatever they are, I can't wait to find out. I also can't wait to spend some time and compare after having some water, starting with the second glass, going back to the first. We're going to do that now. These are going to take a while because they're really impactful. They're really big, bold whiskeys. So we're going to do that. We'll be back with our full thoughts here in just a second. Always super helpful to have that time, especially when you're dealing with very obviously proofy pours.
Yeah.
We don't talk about our experiences through that. Where are you at on these? Which one is your favorite? What are your ratings?
So I like them both. I'm giving them both a thumbs up, but I do prefer glass 2.
Okay.
The glass 1 just never, the ethanol was ever present, every sip, every nose, and that's fine, but
it's a lot though.
It's a lot. And then glass 2 kind of presented itself similar to glass 1, but without that ethanol edge, and I preferred that.
Yeah. Glass 1 is like your friend who you go out with in public, and they're loud to the point of being a little embarrassing, and you're like, okay, you know what, I love you, but it's just too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Glass 1 is just too much.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good there, but there's a little bit there. There's just a little extra.
They're a little extra.
Glass
1's a little extra.
It's too much. I prefer glass 2 as well. When I cleared my palate and started with glass 2, I got like Dr. Pepper root beer type of notes. Just like
Dr. Pepper.
dark.
I want some tonight.
Taste that and think about Dr. Pepper and root beer.
Taste this?
Yeah, glass number 2.
Okay.
Think about Dr. Pepper and root beer when you taste it. That's the first thing that jumped out to me. Oh,
I'm not going to think about root beer because I don't like root beer.
But like those dark, rich flavors. Like Coca-Cola's here, and then there's like a level darker than that, which is like Dr. Pepper.
Love Dr. Pepper.
That's glass 2. I'm giving glass 2 2 thumbs up. I want to be clear real quick.
I'm not seeing your Dr. Pepper, but that's fine. I'm glad you're getting that.
I want to be clear real quick. Glass 2, I'm giving 2 thumbs up. Doesn't mean I think it's the best whiskey in the world. I think it is very, very unique in its experience. And I feel like it's very well crafted. It seems high proof, but it doesn't drink super high proof. It's not bowling you over, but it's got a ton of flavor.
It's very concentrated flavor, but it's not bowling you over with ethanol like this first one is slightly.
Yeah. First glass, I'm giving just okay to. I actually, when I started with glass 2 and went back to glass 1, that ethanol punch, I actually found almost offensive.
Oh, wow. So it got worse for you.
It got way worse for me.
So the ethanol punch got less for me, but it was still there. And so it got worse for you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's a little bit of like green lumber thing going on in glass 1 as well, which I don't love, personally speaking. So to me, glass 2 is very good, but very specific. And glass 1 is it's too much of what it is. It's just, it needs to be tamed down. Maybe some water would open it up or something like that. If we had a bottle of this, I would play around with water. But, you know, I'm not, glass 1, it was like there's so much potential.
I like glass 1, but I do see your green lumber note when I tried it.
Yeah.
I get that. And that, I think, is adding to like the ethanol sharpness.
Yeah.
That is just a little bit off-putting for us. So Yeah, I see
All right,
that. Okay.
let's find out price.
What are we
If these
working
are not
with?
the same product, and who knows what product they are.
I would be shook if these are not from
They
the
have to be the
same.
same thing. Glass number 1's number 30. Glass number 2's number 29. So what's the price on glass number 1, number 30?
$250.
Yep.
250
Yep.
American dollars.
And the price on glass number 2, number 29?
250 American dollars.
Yeah. What are your ratings?
At that price?
Yes. Does it change how you feel at $250? You were thumbs up on both?
Yeah. I mean, they kind of tasted expensive for the aforementioned reasons that we talked about, which doesn't necessarily mean it's good, as evidenced by glass 1. I think I am going to go down to just okay on glass 1 because I didn't prefer it. So spending $250 on something that I don't really even prefer doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm not a hard pass. Like, if I had the cash, like, if I was rolling like that, sure. But I'm not, so I'm going to go just okay. I'm going to stay thumbs up on glass 2.
Okay.
Which is probably not something I would typically do, but I'm feeling pretty loose with my pocketbook today.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
I might need... We'll talk after this. All right. Glass number 1, I'm going to go thumbs down.
Wow. Okay.
That is a hard pass for me.
Okay. That
ethanol green lumber note that's in there for $250, that has to be taken care of. Like,
Okay.
that cannot be in a $250 whiskey and me be happy with my purchase. It's not bad, but it is off-putting enough for me that it kind of... There's a lot of good in the glass, I guess I should say. But that kind of detracts so much that at $250, I would actually be disappointed if I spent that amount of money for that pour.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Glass number 2, I'm vacillating between thumbs up and just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Yeah.
I hope I use that word right. When you say vacillating, that sounds dirty.
I think you used it right.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree.
It sounds-
Maybe just don't say
It
it.
sounds weird.
Just don't say it.
I'm kind of flip-flopping between just okay and thumbs up on glass 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's well done enough that typically I would be just okay because it's not quite my flavor profile.
Yeah.
But it's so well done.
It also brings something different to the table, I think.
And it's so well done that I kind of want to give it some points for that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like not much stuff does what these two glasses do. It's just that glass 1 kind of does it in a little bit of like a tragically chaotic way.
Yes.
And glass 2 does it in a very well executed way.
I agree with that. Tragically chaotic is exactly right.
So I'm going to go thumbs down on glass 1. I'm going to go thumbs up on glass 2.
Okay.
But it's really soft because the price is it's absolutely asinine, to be honest with you. What are we drinking? Cowboy bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But
I didn't
what-
even think about Texas whiskey.
But what are the
Texas
years?
whiskey's dark.
What are the years, though?
Okay, so glass 1 is, hold on. This
Is
is
it
so...
2024?
I don't know what... Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody loves it when the reveal takes a while.
Well,
This is number
these are very long names, and I have to turn my phone horizontal.
This is number 30, glass number 1.
2024, Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon.
And glass number 2 is 2023?
2023,
Okay.
Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon.
The math checks out because I really liked 2023, and I thought 2024 was hot trash.
I mean, it's very hot, and it almost seems like unnecessarily so.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
wow. And okay, so the 2024 is thanks to Justin Williams. So we own the 2023, but Justin gave us a sample.
No, we don't own the 2023.
Well, how do we have the 2023?
Scroll down.
You don't scroll down. This isn't a scrolly thing.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know where the 20...
We do have the 2023. We have some.
No, what you're thinking about is Balmora. Balmora is the one that we have.
That's what we have.
We don't have Cowboy because it's $250.
Gotcha.
But we have tried it.
Okay.
I mean, we've had 2023 samples from quite a few people. Matt
Okay.
Metzger, Bill and Delia Kavanaugh. I mean,
Okay.
we've had Cowboy bourbon. 2024 is just too hot. It's just...
It's pretty hot. And it almost seems like for the sake of being hot, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
But 2023, it's really good. And these are both hazmat, right? Like, what was
140.
it? They're both 140
And then
point something.
point something. I think 2023 was 0.9, and I don't recall 2024.
I think 0.2.
Yeah.
Crazy whiskey. I just said Balmora. Now I'm thinking about Balmora. Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon is crazy whiskey. I have called it in the past. It is a wooden roller coaster that goes like 80 miles an hour. It's gonna rattle you a little bit. It's gonna potentially shake the teeth out of your head. You have to be ready for what this is bringing. This definitely tastes like something cowboys would be drinking.
Yeah, that puts some hair on your chest for sure.
This is some put your hair on your chest with. Maybe that's what we'll title this video. This bourbon puts hair on your chest.
I think we should.
All right.
There you go.
There we go. So we'll figure out how to shoot that thumbnail. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm out.
Right.
I'm out.
All right. This is a ton of fun. Look, is Cowboy Bourbon worth $250 or even your consideration? I think Glass 2, the 2023 release, proves that it is. But it's
if you like high proof, high flavor whiskey. If you don't, stay away.
Yes.
Because that's
run for the hills.
yeah.
Yeah. If you really like the darkest roast coffee, that's this in whiskey. Yeah. So if you don't like that dark roast type of thing, avoid at all costs.
Correct.
But if you do like dark roast coffee and you like dark whiskey and you've been wondering, man, is Cowboy Bourbon really worth that price? I see it sitting around in the glass case at the local store or whatever. It might be, but it depends on the release.
Tread cautiously.
And try to maybe try it before you buy it.
If you can, yeah. Which
is a great time to mention our Patreon community. You can get plugged into our Discord through our Patreon. And you can get signed up for that for as little as $3 a month. And you can get on there and say, hey, I'm very interested in trying 2023 or 2024 Cowboy Bourbon. I would love to trade some samples.
People are swapping samples all the time. We have one of the most generous communities in all of the land.
Yes.
Like, facts.
Absolutely. That's happening over there. So that's on Discord. You get to it through Patreon. You also get our barrel picks on Patreon. You get bonus content, bonus live streams. You know, if I had a bottle of Cowboy Bourbon, I would definitely be putting in some blind tastings with people. We do all kinds of virtual tasting events where people are swapping samples with each other, and we're doing those on live streams. It's a ton of fun. Join in if you want to. If you're not looking for an amazing community of good people who like good whiskey, then you should avoid our community at all costs. But if you do like good people who like good whiskey, then you would be doing yourself a disservice to not check out our Patreon community. You can also check out stuffandwhiskey.com for shirts like this and glassware like these Whiskey crystal-footed tasting glasses.
Yeah.
So,
and they come with this board, too.
You can do the whole flight with the board and everything. So it's over there at stuffandwhiskey.com.
Yep.
Check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for watching today's video. Be good to each other, and until next time, cheers.
Cheers.
You were right. How do you feel being right for once?
Okay, so if you're still watching Inside Baseball, sometimes I will go get the sample boxes and bring them out and set them on the counter, and then I'll have you select them while I leave the room because I don't want to remember where I put anything. There's too much stuff in there. It's always rotating. I can never remember anyways.
Yeah.
But what I do, if I don't have you pick, is I put them on the counter, and then
you spin around.
I close my eyes and spin the boxes around.
I've seen this happen.
And then I spin myself around, and then I like reach out with my toe to figure out where I'm at with the edge of the table, and then I reach in like this, so I don't even know where in the box I'm at, you know. And I just make sure.
I've seen this happen.
And I get the thing out, and then I do the same thing for the Pours Unknown on Mondays, and that's on the left hand. And when I looked at the color of these, I was like, those look like Cowboy Bourbon. just on color alone.
If I had remembered that Cowboy Bourbon existed, then I would have been that too. But my thought went to 13th Colony because that's the only thing that I've remembered.
Yeah.
That is that dark. But Cowboy Bourbon, yeah, I had forgotten about.
I knew this blind was in there. I'd forgotten that it was in there, but as soon as I saw the colors, I was like, that looks like Cowboy Bourbon. That definitely was in here. The second glass, I remember when I tasted 20, you gonna make it?
I mean, it's so dark in this room. We have all the windows blacked out. It could be like midnight for all I know. I'm so tired.
It's not even 5 p.m. You're fading fast.
I'm tired.
This one right here, the 2023,
yeah.
When I tasted it, I loved it. The 2024, every time I taste it, there's something in there that's just not quite right. And I'm glad that it's double blind,
there's something.
Not knowing what we're drinking, even though I had a very strong suspicion.
Yeah.
Not knowing what we're drinking, that bared out.
I had no clue what we were drinking, and I still preferred Glass 2 over Glass 1, so that...
Because Glass 2's just better whiskey.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I agree.